Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to JP Broadcasting, and welcome in to the NicholsOilPros.com series for round 10 out at Rockingham Speedway here. This round sponsored by Al Rafter Corey for the Triple Pie Bass 120 here this evening. I'm your commentator, Hamish Runner, joined as always by Jim Cunningham. We were just trickling our way through technical difficulties, which happen sometimes, and it's completely okay. Some things happen, and sometimes it does. That's the crux to position. But we're in qualifying at the moment. They've got about 4 minutes to go, so we'll quickly run through the post-race, the race recap of last week, and then we'll come back to your screens very soon.
On March 9th, 2025, the Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pros Series rolled into Pocono Speedway for an action-packed 80-lap showdown. With 9 different leaders, 11 lead changes, and 8 cautions slowing the field for 19 laps, the tricky triangle proved once again why it's one of the toughest tracks on the schedule. Thank you to Matthew Aloka for sponsoring the Rapid Theft Racing 200 brought to us live by our friends at JP Broadcasting. Steve McClendon, in car 151, pulled off a spectacular victory, charging from 14th on the grid and an early equipment failure to take the checkered flag. Though he only led 1 lap, it was the one that mattered most, capitalizing on a late race battle to edge out the 24 car in a thrilling finish. McClendon's fastest lap of 53.4 seconds came on lap 45, and with a mix of patience and well-timed moves, he held strong in the closing laps to secure his second series win of the season. Right on his bumper, Matt Perosini, in car 24, made a hard-fought run at the win, but came up just 0.35 seconds short. Starting 9th, Perosini worked his way through the field, positioning himself perfectly for the final sprint to the finish. His fastest lap of 53.2 seconds on lap 3 showed early race speed, and he kept the pressure on McClendon in the closing laps, but couldn't find the opening he needed to make a pass. Not far behind, Brad Kress put on a stellar performance of his own, storming through the field from 17th to finish 3rd. Just a half second behind Perosini, Kress was in the mix right until the checkered flag. He led 1 lap and clocked his fastest lap at 53.5 seconds on lap 44, keeping himself in contention throughout the race. Cameron Kane delivered a steady and consistent drive to finish 4th, showing strength in the long runs. Ryan Hyatt rounded out the top 5, finishing 2.4 seconds behind the winner after running a clean and trouble-free race. With multiple cautions shaking up the order and a 3-car battle to the finish, this one will go down as a classic. The constant lead changes, yellow flags, and late race intensity made for an unforgettable showdown at one of NASCAR's most unique tracks. We hope you enjoyed this thrilling Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pro Series recap. We'll see you next time.
Great to get a race recap of last week's events out at Pocono. But Jim, how are you feeling this week? Obviously, we've been a little bit stressed here in the booth, but it should be a great night of racing here at Rockingham nonetheless.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I won't worry about the technical stuff. Yeah, this is Rockingham, man. I don't know how your history with NASCAR tells you about Rockingham, but this is as classic NASCAR as it gets, man. This little place is so hard to drive. It's a little banked 1 mile track, and it's notoriously tough. Unfortunately, that could mean we could be seeing an evil color tonight, right as qualifying apparently is coming to an end.
Well, you mentioned as classic. I mean, when I think of NASCAR, I think of Talladega, I think of Rockingham, and I think of Pocono. So it's one of the 3 circuits that I think of when I think of a NASCAR.
Yeah, I would say Darlington would be another one. Yeah.
And probably Las Vegas Motor Speedway as well. But
well, that's more modern, but yes.
Yeah. But starting grid, though, for tonight's race will be as follows. Justin Haslett will start pole position alongside Chad Bear on the front row of the grid. Tyler Merritt, the controller connoisseur himself, will start P3 alongside Jared Jackson. Still yet to get that win for Jared, but he is up there in the points tally. We'll run through those a little bit later if we get a caution at some point. Matthew Robinson will start alongside him, in behind him, sorry, with Ben Harkham alongside. Matt Piracini, Keaton Crothers for an all-Canadian fourth row of the grid. They'll start ahead of Brad Kress. And this round sponsor, Al Corey, starting inside of the top 10. Jeff Slaughter, Matt Harmon for your top 12. Steve McClendon, last week's race winner. It is now taking multiple wins next to his name. Who can stop him this season? We'll have to see if anyone in this field can tonight. Cameron Kane will start alongside him with Mike Weeder. And Mark Herzig in behind. John Crutchley, the Nodge, will start alongside Dylan Freeman on the 9th row with Will Emmett and Jason Benson making up your top 20. Brian Dickens and John Campbell will start just ahead of Tex Nichols and Brent Thompson for your top 24, with Morris Bogan and Elton Wu for the top 26 cars on the grid, with Kyle Dewey, Michael Seymour, Matthew Aloka, Brian Cooper, Matthew Epting, and John Barton at the back of the field, but John yet to join the grid back there in P32.
So this week I shared something in Discord. Actually, it was a car that I painted, and Matthew commented on it, and in the process I said he liked it, so I said something like I'll try to for that I'll try to not screw your name up, and so he gave me an explanation of how to say his last name, and it rhymes with Chewbacca, so it's Matthew how do you say it?
Aloka.
Chewbacca Aloka. I'm still gonna screw it up, Matthew.
But maybe, well, and a U.S. accent might say it Alaka.
That's it.
Maybe, I don't
That's
know.
it, because he said it rhymes with Chewbacca. Alaka. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Took my Australian friend to help me get the American accent down. That's great.
that would be the American pronunciation, just the way you pronounce the O next to the L. So,
well, there you go.
Alaka. Yeah.
So before we go green here, obviously, nice surprise. Justin Haslett up on the pole tonight. Chad Bear, you kind of expect him to be up there. He's obviously quick everywhere. Tyler, Jared Jackson, those guys are. But it's nice to see Justin Haslett up there.
Yeah, it's good to see him up towards the front as the pace car comes into the pit lane. We'll get the tower up. We'll be able to keep an eye on where drivers are. Green flag at Rockingham Speedway for 120 laps with a triple pie Bass 120. That's a very, we're definitely not going to get tongue-tied and twisted with that name for sure, Jim. But as they rocket round turn 1 up towards turn 2, we can see off the back of the Mustang here of Justin Haslett just the kind of lines, and it's already a caution, Jim. We've already got a caution out there, and it's not even the end of lap 1. What has happened at Rockingham?
Well, let's see here. I got to get my camera straight. In the technical portion of this, I did not have my cameras organized. Apparently, I still don't. All right. Sorry about that, folks. We'll get it here in a second. There we go. Let's try this now.
There we go. So, what has happened with the 6 car?
Oh,
big snap oversteer. And then straight into the wall. That's a caution any day of the week.
Yeah, I think he was getting loose there, and when he went to correct it, it caught.
Oh, it did. He caught that like a bash off a fishing boat. I mean, there was no way he was going to be able to get that. Yeah, we're already getting the fishing references in, Jim. I don't like fishing personally, but if you're going to name your round after a fish, we're going to get him in. Oh, look at that. It's big, like, as I said, big snap oversteered in the car in the background, had a sympathy spin as well.
A sympathy
spin. Another pace car. There's now the... You like that, don't you, Jim?
Oh, man.
Pace car is out on track at the live view as well. So Haslett's...
I am in trouble tonight. Speaking of the triple pie Bass 120, let's get that logo up there and share that.
I wonder what kind of. I wonder if it's fish pie or if it's a more sweet dessert style of pie that Bass is holding there.
Well, he's holding 3 of them.
Well, and 3. I mean,
right?
They could all be different.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably just regular pies. He's just
I was
he's
going to
just
say,
a
I wonder.
he's just
I
a
wonder if
bass
it's a
with three
three-course.
pies.
Maybe it's a three-course. Maybe it's an entree, a main, and a dessert, Jim.
You
Maybe
could
he's got some. Maybe there's a quiche in there too.
It
That's a
could be,
pie.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Real men eat quiche.
Real men. I love
I
quiche.
do too.
Quiche is fantastic.
I do too.
Oh, oh,
Uh,
quiche is phenomenal.
I got on this quiche kick. It's gonna be one of those nights. I can tell already. Yeah, I got on a quiche kick there for a while, and I was eating. It was mushroom and bacon, and cheese, and it was pretty good.
I'm not a big mushroom guy, Jim, I must say.
I'm a big
but
everything guy.
onion, bacon, egg, and cheese
Oh, there you go.
goes well. Yeah, goes well. We've got the first caution of the night thus far. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some nice green running, Jim. Rockingham, I mean, as we said, it's one of those classic NASCAR circuits, only a mile long, so it's short, it's sharp, it's fast, high intensity, high percentage of cautions, as we've already seen. But I think that one was a little bit weird because it was a snap oversteer moment. It wasn't necessarily one of those big wrecks that you can see at Rockingham.
No, I think as we go back to green here, let's take a look at Barney's arm.
I wonder what kind of forearm strength must Barney have at this point? The amount that he waves flags.
He's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, man.
Oh, definitely. He is built like a brick. Can't say the word house. As we run around the exit of turn 1 and up towards turn 2. So Hazlitt's done well off this restart once again. Leads the way in the Mustang, running a high line here at Rockingham, and then cuts back down for a late apex at the final corner. So I think that's going to be the strategy for these corners at Rockingham. It's very similar, as you mentioned, to Talladega and to other super speedways like Daytona, but of a smaller variety, or a shorter variety, we should say, being that it is only a mile long, Jim. So we're going to get through these laps. We're going to get through them very, very quickly. I mean, it's a fast-paced, oval, as we mentioned. Where are we really going to be able to find this? I mean, we got to get to lap 45 before the stage break tonight. Are these cars even going to make 45 laps without a stop? I don't know if they will.
I don't. I unfortunately, we were dealing with that technical issue, and I didn't get to pop in and talk to the guys this week. So I don't know what their fuel window is going to be. Again, that little technical issue tied us up, and it didn't allow me to get in there and chat it up. And oh my goodness, Chad Bear hard into the wall.
That was another snap oversteer at the exit of turn 1. So is this the area now, Jim, which is going to test drivers all night? Because that's actually a third driver who's been caught out by the exit of turn 1 with snap oversteer and into the wall, and there's a caution being called. So something's happened off the back of that, it seems.
I mean, shockingly, his car seems to still be going pretty well. I don't even. Yeah, it looks like JC John Campbell must have crashed. Let's see if that was a
Oh, big slide.
Oh man, God. You got Kyle Dewey's involved in that, and I'm not sure who the other car was.
He unfortunately has glazed that up and then dunked it straight in at the last corner. Nice little Krispy Kreme reference for you there, Jim.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to try and see. No, I'm trying to need to go before that.
Ooh. So if you find... Oh, okay, here we go. Here's the lead up. So he's up towards...
Oh, he cut down on the 5.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he just didn't see him there, I think, and cut down on him.
Unfortunately, I've just had word. It's been announced that Krispy Kreme cancelling their Reese's partnership after that moment.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme's licensing fee went up for that after that.
Yeah, definitely. Those peanut butter cup donuts.
Reese's.
All of a sudden, they cost $5.
They are $5. Well, they're practically $5 already.
Oh, there you go.
I love Krispy Kreme, man, but golly, I don't know. They're like $2 a donut or something.
Yeah, I think it's for for AUD for a dozen. It's like maybe $18, maybe 20, something like that. I can't remember. I haven't
Yeah,
been
they're not cheap.
in a long time.
But
no, they're not cheap.
Since you brought that up and you said something about Australian,
I know. John
today
Campbell's
is
the Australian.
yes, he is. So it's a good opportunity to talk about this. It was Formula One weekend in Australia this week.
It was.
It was pretty decent event. I mean, the rain kind of had everything jacked up a little bit, changed the strategies up, but it was pretty cool. It was. I thought
I'll be
it
honest
was
with you,
good.
Jim. I watched the real race of the weekend, being the Sebring 12 hour. That's what
Well,
I watched.
there's that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Good for
I had
you.
a grand old time. I know, it was good. I watched the start, went to sleep because it was 1 a.m. when it started, then woke up and watched the last 3 hours of the race. It was grand. It was very good.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
All right, so
But
let's.
no, I did watch the Grand Prix, to be fair, and unfortunately a lot of those rookies just struggling
I mean, that's
with the whether you have to feel for
the Hadger.
Isaac Hadjar. Yeah, you have to feel for him. I mean,
Yeah, that was brutal, man.
that kid was so heartbroken by his own mistake.
The one that shocked me was Carlos Sainz, man. I don't know what happened to his
Yeah.
car. That was
He
so
caught I
weird.
think he caught the painted line, and that's where the rear went. That's the real problem with rain and street courses, is because those painted white lines are on the road. It's just like ice. There's no grip, especially with even slick or semi-slick tires.
I mean, you look
no
at
hope.
his experience. You look at Fernando Alonso.
Mm.
Both of
They should
them.
know better.
They should.
As we
They
get green. I mean, Alonso is a Le Mans winner. He should definitely know better. But
right.
as we go green once again, we can see that Hazlitt gets away nicely here, lap 13 of 120. So for Hazlitt,
These
this is now playing into
cameras
his
are
hands.
interesting.
Yeah, they're very interesting for the static cams, I will say. But for Hazlitt, this is now playing into his hands a little bit, Jim. The more cautions that we get, the better this pays off for Hazlitt. But it also
Sure.
pays off for the whole field, because it means the less pit stops they're going to need. The more that we get, the less likely they're actually, or the more likely they're going to be able to actually go no stop throughout the first period of this race before the stage break.
Yes.
That's a
Well,
lot of caution they would need to do that, being they have to go 45 laps.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I personally feel like it's not gonna be like week 4 last, where the race course itself was causing the cautions. Rockingham is tough, but so far one of the cautions was a snap oversteer, first lap, cold tires kind of thing, and then JC's crash was purely he didn't see the 5 car underneath him.
Yeah.
So
they've been self-inflicted moments. It hasn't been due to the track. It's been self-inflicted that's caused these cautions to come out.
Exactly.
And that's due to the challenge of the track, and that's due to the challenge of Rockingham, is you're having to deal with snap oversteer and little bumps in the road, and just trying to keep the car in a line astern is incredibly difficult, especially with the high-paced nature of this circuit. I mean, they're not dropping below 100 or barely dropping below 120 miles an hour for the majority of the lap, and for the rest of the majority, they're up and above 160. So it's high pace, it's high speed, and it's high pressure and high danger for these drivers as well. As Robinson in the Natty Light car is putting the pressure on John Hazlitt now at the front of the field. So could we see Matt try and fight his way through? Is this the breakout moment now for Tyler Merritt running on that gamepad? Is Rockingham the kind of circuit that actually suits Merritt with the controller?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think that you haven't seen him at his best on that controller.
I haven't.
This year, he struggled a little bit this year. Man, last year I watched the dude win a couple of races, and he was just insanely fast, man. So I don't think, coming out or breakout or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, he's already had those moments. I was just barely here to see a few of them, and you weren't, unfortunately. But, yeah, he's definitely earned his stripes with that thumb controller for sure.
Maybe breakout then for 2025 is what I mean.
Yeah,
So more or less, just get that first win of the year, tick it off, and and move on to the playoffs.
I mean, I think he is capable of winning any week at any track, maybe with the exception of Road America. That may have been a little much with the thumbstick, but
So.
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, last year, all the races I called, that guy was so fast. That's why he blew me away so much, because he was just stomping the field with the thumbstick.
Well, we're watching him now, and he is pulling off racing lines that people struggle to do with a wheel.
Yeah,
like he is just smooth, consistent. I want to know what his sensitivity is on that controller, because he is just pinpoint accurate right now. And whether he has one of those 3D printed attachments for controllers that turns it into a little steering wheel.
Didn't we ask him that?
I thought we did, and he said
yeah,
he
no, he
doesn't.
does. No, he does. Yeah. I thought we asked him that. I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought so.
But I wonder what how he holds it then. If he sits it on his lap and he uses his fingers like it's on a keyboard, or if he uses his actual thumb to steer the car, because it's insane how easily he's able to do this. Maybe he holds it in one hand and throttles with, say, his pinky, or throttles with his index finger and brakes with his pinky, and then steers it with all of his fingers of his left hand on that thumbstick. Maybe that's how he's able to control it so well.
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe we can talk him into doing us a little tutorial video or something where we can play it one week.
I think he has to, but
that would be awesome.
Tyler Merritt probably has it the best out of anyone. Do you know why, Jim?
Why is that?
Because he can either lay in his bed or he can sit in a recliner and race. He doesn't have to sit in a racing rig. He can just sit back, relax, pull the controller out, and just go racing.
What's funny, right before you said that, I was sitting here thinking, this dude's probably kicked up in a recliner right now with his feet up.
Like, everyone else is sweating away in a racing rig while he's sitting back at home racing on a controller, and it's ridiculous how he is with that controller. Is that your favorite driver, just up ahead of them, Jim?
It's my favorite livery. I like a lot of the drivers, but it is a personal favorite of mine when it comes to the livery.
And Matt Harmon, who is right there.
Oh, that's a bit.
We've had a little blink. We'll see if they come back. There it is. Very good.
All right. I actually believe that is my PC. Yeah. So
there are some things that I've done in my back end, Jim, to try and limit these issues. One of them is, and I'll talk you through it later, is actually limiting your iRacing frames through your computer instead of through the iRacing app itself.
Well, I made some changes with Al last week because we were having issues on that rain. On a broadcast where some of the cars were blinking out on the replay. And so we made a change to my computer, and Al's last words to me were, I hope it doesn't hurt your frames per second. And I think it is. So,
well, the one thing that I would say is if your frames are not limited to 60 FPS on your iRacing, that can also lead to it, because you're only streaming at 60 FPS.
Okay.
So there's no point having the frames any higher than that.
If I change that during the race, would
I wouldn't change it during the race, Jim, unless it got really, really bad.
Okay.
Unless we got to the point where me and James have had it before, where we literally cannot see because cars are blinking too much, I wouldn't touch it right now.
All right. Well,
let's have a bit of a look further back, though, because Steve McClendon is, as always, just sneaking his way through the field. He's up 7 spots back in P6.
Well, he's back there sniffing that points.
He's changed the livery again.
I
have to ask him. He's got a Lucky Charms livery, it seems.
That's the livery I said during practice when we were working on the problem, and I glanced over at the screen. I said, "Man, that Lucky Charms livery is sweet."
Yeah. So
look at that.
I mean, I don't. I mean, personally, for me, I know. Obviously, growing up as a supercars fan, liveries in the past never used to change that often in supercars. It was the team run the one livery for the whole year. But in NASCAR, it almost seems like every couple of weeks, NASCAR drivers just change up their livery because a new sponsor comes on board. Oh, it's actually spec maps, so the charms are shiny.
Oh my gosh, that is
sweet.
awesome.
That is sweet.
I wonder who did that livery. We're going to have to ask him. I wonder if Slaughter did that. Well, you know,
I
it's
don't know, but
St. Patrick's Day weekend
sick.
too, I think, right?
Of
St.
course,
Patrick.
that's why he's got it.
Yeah.
That's why he's got it. St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Dude, that livery is sweet. Look at it sparkling all gold like that.
Oh, that's cool. The one, you know what the one thing is that I figured out how to do a while ago, Jim, is there's actually a way to do metal flake paint on a spec map.
Yes.
And it is by doing two separate layers on the spec map of one being obviously the chrome and the other being chrome but dissolved. So it actually makes the little chrome flakes naturally in the spec map. And it works pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I love doing liveries. In fact, I spent most of the day today doing a livery myself.
I spent the weekend doing some liveries, Jim. I'll send you some photos that you can peruse at later. Or you can look at them if we get a caution again. It's up to you.
Let's see what's going on back here. We got Chad Bear now is back in ninth.
Yeah, so I wonder, is he still carrying some damage on that car from clipping the wall? He is. He hasn't been through the lane.
Sure. So he's holding on great, and he can get some work done when it's time, when he gets in the pits. Good for him.
He may be carrying some loss of performance as we get another caution happening, Jim. So what has caused the pace car to come back out on field here at Rockingham Speedway? And do we see anyone come into pit lane with only 10 laps to go before the stage break? There is smoke.
I don't think this is going to show us much. No, because it's going to be on Chad Bear. I really don't know. Let's see if this shows us anything. Somebody's slow on the bottom down there.
Brent Thompson.
Oh, no,
that shouldn't cause caution.
That's after the caution, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing showing.
That's fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah, we'll bounce around a little bit here while I got a second and see if I can find something.
I just want to make sure that Al's not actually going to go into the pits, because I don't want to drag him in again and have him have him miss his box or something as the round sponsor. Well, that's fine. So we'll just go back to live. All right. I don't think they're coming in. Are they?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, no, they are. So we'll wait. We'll wait a second. We'll see if Al comes in. He is. So we'll wait to chat to Mr. Corey.
So who stayed out there?
So the top 5 are McClendon, Cress, Robinson, Merritt, Hazlitt. So I think they can get to lap 45. Which is a pretty fair estimate, because we're going to be under caution now probably for 2 or 3 laps, Jim, seeing as we've got some pit stops happening. So that means they're only going to have to do 4 or 5 laps before the stage break. I think they can make it from here. I think they've gotten a bit of a, well, for Steve McClendon's case, a bit of a lucky charm in having this pace car come in.
Okay, I'll give you that one. That was a good one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well,
you're
all week. Yeah, I need to activate that sound. I got that little drum sound too, a sound effect. I'll use that for you in the future.
Here, Jim, I'll go you one better.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
There it is. All right, so Al Corey's now rejoined the circuit, so I can safely bring him in.
Yep.
We'll have a quick to him as the race sponsor this week.
Yep.
Al Corey, this week's race sponsor. We decided to wait until you were out of pit lane this week.
All good.
But yeah, you're obviously the round sponsor this week for the Triple Pi Bass 120. It's a hell of a tongue twister. We appreciate it very much, Lee. But let us know. I mean, how's your race going thus far? You qualified pretty well inside the top 10, and are you pretty happy with your pace at the moment out here at Rockingham?
I was. I got punted from behind and almost wrecked, but gathered it back up. That cost me a few spots, but I was getting ready to make up some spots with tire savings. So if we get a green, we won't get a long run here because the stage is coming up, but if we do get a long run, I feel really good about my pace.
Oh, well, we'll have to see how you go. The lights are out on the pace car, though, so we'll be coming into pit road as it comes around the final corner. So we'll let you go and concentrate on your restart. Thanks for coming and have a quick chat to us. We'll check in with you a bit later in the race.
Sounds great, guys.
Thank you. All right, Jim. So pace car comes in. Green flag's going to be flying once again. Can the top 5 make it to the stage break here on this fuel? We predict that they very well may, but they've got to have to do 6 laps to get to stage break. And for John Hazlitt, well, or Justin Hazlitt, sorry, he could be on, Jim, for one hell of a stage win.
Somebody was smoking it up bad there. I'm going to figure out these cameras in a minute. Somebody was smoking weird.
Yeah.
That was strange. Yeah, I think obviously at this point they know if they can make it or not, you know?
Yeah.
This is the weirdest camera group ever.
For them, if they can't make it, the top-seeded driver who's taken a pit stop all the way back on lap 2, Mark Herzig. And I think if anyone's going to be able to make it, I think a lap 2 pit stop with the cautions we've had very well could push his way forward to top end of town.
Well, he's sneaky, you know, but yeah. I don't see 5 guys staying out, and
or 6 guys actually. The top 6 have all stayed out. And
I don't see 6 guys staying out. Oh, Tex is down on the bottom.
Oh, I wonder if that was the car that we saw smoking it up, and that's caution.
That's going to probably
definitely make the stage break.
That's probably going to take it all the way to the stage break. Let's see what happened to Tex.
Yeah, let's see what's happened.
All right, let me see. Hold on.
So the 60 Tex Nichols.
Oh, he got spun.
Oh, he did. So again, it's not coming down to the circuit, Jim. It's coming down to self-made moments.
Yeah.
Or driving errors. I mean, that's what it's realistically coming down to.
Which is good in a sense that we're not going to see this pattern of the track causing caution after caution after caution.
That's right. It's more or less going to come down to, the top 6 are all coming in.
Well, yeah, this is going to be the stage break. They're going to get there.
They're within a couple of laps. That's right. Yeah.
Let me go back and see who spun Tex there.
Justin Hazlitt, just quickly, has taken the stage win.
Oh, well, so he stayed out?
Crucial point. He stayed out, so he took the stage win. He's come into pit road. Jared Jackson is now the leader after coming in on lap 37.
Was that Herzog, 45?
I think it might have been, possibly.
Yeah, I think that's Herzog.
Al Corey. It was Al Corey.
Oh, it was Al. Oh, my goodness.
The round sponsor.
That's not our fault, Al. We didn't do it.
No, we didn't do it. We sent him away before the restart happened, so that's not our fault, Jim.
No, I'm not taking the blame for that one.
The round sponsor has turned the series sponsor in a wild moment.
Right, and not to mention the fact that Tex is the series sponsor, and Al runs the series.
I'm sure there'll be some fisticuffs later on because of that. So Jared Jackson now leads this race after pitting on lap 37, but Justin Hazlitt was in the lead when the caution was called for the stage break. Let's take a quick chance here, Jim, whilst we're under caution, just to have a quick look at the championship standings leading into this race so we can just have a better view of where things stand. So, of course, McClendon on fire at the moment. Took another win last week, his 2nd win of the season. Was his 4th top 5, his 5th top 10. He's also taken 2 stage wins at this point. He's on 273 points, 28 points clear of Brad Kress. Sean Bradley, poor race last week, has cost him a little bit here in the standings. He's now dropped down. Matt Harmon has now jumped up to P4. Jared Jackson's P5 in the standings. Ben Harkham, William Emmett, Jeff Slaughter, Mark Herzig, and Jason Benson is your top 10. Out of that top 10, 3 drivers are in the playoffs at the moment. That's Mark Herzig, Sean Bradley, and if any of those other drivers can get a win tonight, they will find themselves in the playoffs in a couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, that's there's some ebbing and flowing in there, but clearly right now McClendon is taking care of business.
As the pace car comes in, Jared Jackson will lead the way off the restart lap 45 onto 46. Of the 120 laps here at Rockingham Speedway as they rocket round turn 1 and up through Thunder Alley for the 2nd straight here at Rockingham Speedway. We can just, look at that, Jim. The pace on these cars and the shake of the camera. if you were there, you'd feel it in your bones.
Oh.
As that is Steve McClendon, who's gone round at turn 2 in the Lucky Charms car, Jim. I saw
Oh,
that
no.
little green egg go round. And unfortunately for McClendon, the championship leader, this is now going to be a night of a comeback story for the
Herzog.
150. Oh, that was net code. Massive net code.
No, he hit him. No, he got him.
If you go back, Jim, you'll see it. There was a little bit of net code that started the initial spin for McClendon. So watch this. Look at that.
Oh,
net code.
He
Big
hit
net
him.
code. Go on the roof, Jim. You'll see it.
Oh.
Go on the roof and you'll see the net code.
Hold on. You know I'm slow. I'm old. We're gonna see. Hold on.
Or if we go above it in the chopper view.
Oh,
here we go.
Wait a minute, I clicked on the wrong guy.
No, that's fine. So if we do that again,
no, hold on. I need to do it with Herzog.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do it again, but click over to Herzog straight away.
Yep. Okay. So Herzog. Let me go back.
Yep, but it's going to change to McClendon, so you're going to have to click on Herzog again. To Herzog now. There we go. Right, watch this. Net code.
Okay, you're right. Wow.
Yep. Big net code.
Oh my gosh.
That was a good probably meter of net code. Like
wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Man. I mean, I know that's all a part of sim racing and everything.
I know, but it's just a shame when it happens.
Golly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's obviously still got his fast repair, but this is still pretty early on in the race to use that.
We're not even halfway there yet, Jim.
Right.
You know, we're still at lap 48 of 120. And again, though, it's not coming down to the circuit. It's drivers getting caught up with each other that's causing these pace cars to come out.
Yes.
And that's nothing against the drivers, mind you. It's one of those things. Cars get overrun with each other. They get overlapped. It's a difficult circuit as well, Jim. As we said, it's a fast, short oval. Very, very difficult at such high speeds. Very easy for drivers to get, overlap with each other. As we can see here, Matt Pericini running a new livery on his car.
That's what I was. That's some of Slaughter's work. By the way, you can get in touch with Jeff Slaughter. He's Slaughter Racing Designs, and trying to remember the name of his Discord thing. I'm terrible with names. Oh, look at that! I forgot about that one. That's Slaughter's car this week. Look at that. Throwback to the old Dale Earnhardt Wrangler paint scheme.
I tell you what, Jim, that thing is real nice.
No, it's like a modern version. Oh, they're going back to green. I'm coming back to that one later.
That is really nice, though. I like that. That's really, really nice.
Yeah,
it's almost a reverse retro, we'll say. You know how in some sports in the US they have reverse retro round? That's what that's like. It's a modernized version of a retro, and I really appreciate that. So as we run up through Thunder Alley towards turn 2, there's already a big stack, and it's another caution again, and it looks to be another moment, Jim, of drivers getting overlapped with each other.
Yeah,
it's almost becoming the story of the night, isn't it?
I think that was the Cunningham tire car, I believe.
Oh, heartbreaks for
no,
anyone
maybe
named
not.
Cunningham out there. IGUI Jim on SDK. Ooh.
Let's see. That wasn't a. Let's see if we can get a little better view of everything.
In the.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You need a high GUI Jim on your SDK.
Oh. That's interesting. Okay. Thank you.
No worries.
All right, let's try this one more time from the air.
It was the 36 of Bogan. Oh, that was with Justin. He clipped the rear end car of Justin Hazlitt, the pole sitter, and then had another moment, I think, with.
All right, I'm gonna do this one more time. I don't like to do them.
Was that Seymour? No, it was the 037 of Cameron Kane.
Yeah, Cameron Kane.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was Justin Hazlitt.
That was
but
Hazlitt. So he kind of rode
Hazlitt,
up on Hazlitt and hit the rear.
but Hazlitt kept it going at least anyway. Looks like.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't really feel it, so that's worked out in his favor. But look who now leads.
Yeah.
After all this, Matt Piracini.
He's going to get a win this year.
Wow.
I have no doubt about it. I have no doubt he will get a win this year.
Could it be tonight? Could it be tonight for the Albertan native?
Oh
Matt
gosh, here we
Piracini?
go.
What? No, I'm just saying he's from Alberta. He's from
I
Stony
know.
Plain, Alberta.
Yes, he is. You
Horse
say it.
big,
You say it every week.
I like to mention where drivers are from.
Let's go back to this Dale throwback, retro, modernized Dale Earnhardt.
Jeff-
I love this livery.
Of course, from Barrie, Nova Scotia, in Canada as well. I know where Barrie is.
Well, let's
Jim.
see what
I
Mike
know where-
Wheata's running. Another Canadian. We'll go through all the Canadians in the field for you.
I believe Mike Wheater he doesn't actually have his hometown, and I can't remember if we've actually had an opportunity to speak to him, so I don't know where Mike Wheater's from. Because it doesn't say
Is
on
that a
his
big
hometown.
old tire mark on the side of his car?
Maybe?
Look.
Or it's part of the livery.
I don't know. That's maybe, but it looks like a big old tire mark. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let me see. Here's another one for you.
I have of course, from Calgary, Alberta, Keaton Crothers. I think Mike Wheater actually might be from Ottawa. He might be from Ottawa.
Okay, that's it here. Now let's give a throw to your home country mate here.
He's also from my home state.
Oh, is he?
Of Victoria, he's from Melbourne. So whether he's actually from Melbourne or he's from one of the suburbs, I'm not sure. But we're green flag running once again. The hometown hero section. That was a contact in the background. That looked like a steering failure, Jim.
Let's see.
That was right in behind John Campbell. I think that might have been Matthew Epting possibly. But that was a big, big steering failure that has brought this caution out to play. And it's going to be a single file restart.
Brian Dickens?
Brian Dickens. So was he gassed it up? Or was it yeah, that looks like it. That's a steering failure, surely.
No, look, he's going now.
Oh, he is. I wonder how that's happened.
Dude, he juiced it up and lost it, it looks like.
It does.
I mean, that can happen, man. That ain't, no joke. It can definitely happen. Let's see one more time. But yeah, I think he just gassed it up and lost it. Probably in first gear instead of second and stomped it, and it just took off.
It was a slow peel.
Dude, he almost took the rear end out of, I don't know who that was, but he almost,
I'm not sure.
He almost smoked that car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if we head back to live,
Yep.
it's another pace
Hey,
car
look,
out on
it's
the
John
circuit.
Campbell again.
It is John Campbell again. But Matt Piracini is still going to lead this race because it was
You get off that
green and then immediate yellow, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it happens. And again, it's coming down to driver mistakes.
Yeah, it's
still.
not the
coming
track.
down to the track. No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This track's slick and it's probably tough.
It's difficult.
But they're not.
It's very, very difficult.
It's not like they're self-spinning a bunch. That was. But a lot of these have been just contact. Who's that getting their lap back there?
I think that might have been the 36 that caused our last caution, which was Morris Bogan. It was.
Is who it is. Let's take
So
a
you got
run.
the lucky job.
Let's look down the field here real quick while we got a chance and see if anybody
So
interesting.
at the moment, Matthew Epting's up 10 spots back in P21.
Yeah.
He's had a good run thus far.
He has.
In the Los Pollos Hermanos livery.
What is that?
That's a Breaking Bad. It's a Los Pollos
Oh.
Hermanos livery. It's from Breaking Bad.
I like it. I wonder if he's since he's running number 18, he's probably a Kyle Busch fan.
Quite possibly.
Maybe
Quite
not,
possibly.
but that's
Maybe not. Might have been born on the 18th, Jim.
maybe. People do that.
Hey, from your home or from your state where you live in Texas, from Lexington, Texas. So, I believe Lexington's in Texas. Am I right, Jim? Am I wrong?
I don't know of a Lexington, Texas. That's not impossible, but I don't know it. Lexington, the famous Lexington, is going to be from Kentucky.
Oh yes, Lexington, Kentucky. Very sorry. Yes, of course. That is my humble non-American mistake. I will happily admit that.
Well, my question is oh, I don't know. Let's look at Barney. He's just holding that flag up there. Oh, look.
Oh, we're going to get green. Oh, well, that was actually a pretty good choice then, Jim. We know that we're going to go green. Oh, well, that works out well.
Yeah, we could have looked at the pace car too, but still, this is more fun.
We always look at the pace car when we have a pace car, Jim. Sometimes it's nice to see Barney waving the flag and doing his job proper.
That's right.
So as we come back through turn 1, they've done well off this restart, of course. It was a single file restart, being that it was so soon after the previous caution. We run down Thunder Alley and they rocket towards turn 2. We can see some battles happening in the background. McClendon wants to move on Tex Nichols. Up the inside, side-by-side action still up and around towards the main straightaway here of Rockingham as Piracini leads to Chad Bear. He's done well to get back up there, Jim. I have to wonder if he fits that car now as well. We know he's got speed.
Oh, yeah. Chad's one of those guys, when he shows up, he's usually fast. You know, there's a handful of guys in this league, probably more than a handful. There's a lot of good racers in this league. That when they show up, you just know they're going to be fast. Piracini's certainly one of them as well.
He's definitely got some pace. There's a couple of drivers running it wide then and just scraping the wall, taking a bit of paint with them.
Apparently the high line is, I love running the high line. I'm a high line kind of guy when it's available. I like to stay up there by that wall.
I think, and I could be wrong, I believe there was a Top Gear episode at one point where Richard Hammond did laps in a NASCAR, and I have a feeling it was at Rockingham. And
was he running the high side?
Run the high line. I think he was. He was running the high line.
It was probably Darlington.
Oh, okay.
Either Darlington or like old Atlanta. Those were tracks you ran right up by the wall and you're hauling the mail, you know. As you are here, these cars are moving pretty good. If you for a 1 mile track, look, they're up in approaching 170 miles an hour. So
yeah, we're not quite getting to the close to 200 miles an hour we can get at some of those super speedways. Of course, not a long enough straightaway for that to happen. But I have to wonder how fast would the new ARCA or the car of tomorrow would go around here.
Well, the new ARCA car probably wouldn't be that much even slower, maybe 145 or so, maybe even 150. That new car drives great, by the way.
Yeah, you have to do laps in it personally.
Yeah, I took it out yesterday and put about 50 laps on it. I had just done a livery for it as well, and so I just decided to go run it with the livery on it. And I don't even remember where I was at, but yeah, it drives good. It handles great. It grips up a lot better than the old ARCA car, which I'm not sure that everybody's going to be happy about, but it's good.
Well, at least the old ARCA car, we still have the Gen 4 variant with the
same car
with the next gen motor in it.
Right.
That was. I don't even know if that was. I feel like that wasn't a mistake from iRacing.
So Howie Burrows, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Howie, he's a member of Triple Bypass. He's sponsored some races here in the past. He's raced with these guys a good bit. Howie is running he has a series that he runs with the next gen car, and it's a bunch of British people. And no offense to anybody that's British, but let's just say they're not the most experienced oval drivers in the world. And
I'll have James won Martin.
No, here we go. Yes, he won it in a Mazda MX-5, not in a NASCAR vehicle.
What do you mean, Jim? A Mazda MX-5 is a NASCAR vehicle.
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. He won it in a race that had 782 cautions in it, and he just happened to appear at the end.
I want iRacing to mistakenly update the MX-5 one day to have the next gen engine in it, just for Martinsville.
Okay, so let's talk about the race for a second, and then I'm going to go into a story, but I don't want to ignore the race for that long. So let's see what we got going on. Oh, look at this back here. some good battles back here going on.
Justin Hazlitt just in behind Jeff Slaughter. This is for P5 on the road, Jim. They've got Ben Harkham on their tail, as well as Matt Robinson, Mike Weeder, and Mark Herzig all in this little train.
Yeah, they're
as they run through turn 2.
Slaughter there getting passed by Hazlitt. But Jeff, that's a good way. That's a good way to get your livery.
I'm gonna have to argue, Jim. Jeff's car is probably the nicest dressed car on the grid today. I really like that.
No, I love it. I told him you should have seen the compliment I gave him in Discord today, man. That livery is.
It is so nice.
Sick.
I really like McClendon's, especially because it's St. Patrick's Day weekend.
I do like that.
But that Wrangler car is tip top. That thing looks fantastic.
Yep. Any Dale Earnhardt fan would be proud to drive that car.
I want him to make that on the 80s NASCARs that are on iRacing. I want that on that car because that thing would look spectacular.
Yeah, be a good livery for that car. And so we got Weeda right behind him, and then you got Ben Harkham down low trying to make his way around. And then you got Herzog back there. It's a nice group of racing right here, man. You got Brad Kress in there. You see Brad Kress got away from that Valvoline livery.
Yeah, he's got a new one now in the Napa Auto Parts car. He doesn't have Valvoline on there anymore, so, he might be representing Napa. But
the curse, the voodoo doll has been put away.
There's a nice-looking Napa Auto Parts car, though.
That is.
Say. That thing is very, very nice.
It's, where is
as a bit of a livery designer myself, that thing is very, very nice.
Let's do a little segue back here. Our buddy Nichols back here. He's
he disappeared out of existence, and now he's back.
That's right. Everything he does is just magic. Okay.
Absolutely magic.
So we know Tex is the owner of NicholsOilPros.com, and of course he is the series sponsor here and has been for this whole season. They moved it over. I think he was the series sponsor last year for Xfinity, which they also broadcast every race. So I think he still is doing his crazy email deal every week. I keep waiting for him to end it, but he's not. I think he's going to do it the whole season.
I think he'll have it all year, Jim, probably throughout the year of 2025.
It's crazy. But so the deal is, for any of you that might not know, if you send Tex an email, probably through Nichols Oil Pros, and tell him you watched the race and heard the deal here, he will put you on his preferred customer list for 1 year, free of charge, and that gets you 25% discount on any product on NicholsOilPros.com website, and it also gets you 25% free shipping in the continental U.S. And last we heard, they were trying to work something out for Hawaii potentially, but certainly the continental U.S. free shipping. So get on over there and check that out. And we're thankful for Tex. He's a good guy, and he is a great sponsor. So we're thrilled to have him. So let's go back up front here and see what's happening. Chad Bear still running that high line up there. I love it. And
he's doing well.
Yeah,
still right in behind Perfini. They're starting to break away now from Jackson in behind as well. And I think undoubtedly, Jim, this is our longest green period of the race.
We like that, yeah. So
we love that. We absolutely love that.
You know what? We could take a look at that Nichols Oil Pro ad right now.
We could indeed. We definitely could indeed.
Let's see if we can make that happen.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence.
All right. So once again, thanks to NicholsOilPros.com for sponsoring the race, and with the new ad page that Hamish built for us tonight on the fly, you didn't miss any of the action. The racing, you were still able to watch the racing while we got the commercial in. So thanks to Al for suggesting that, and for Hamish for making that happen for us tonight. Yeah, I love. Looks like Parasini.
We'll get a more on brand one for next week.
Yes,
that was
yes.
that was a little 5-minute jobby that we just
Yes.
quickly did, so we had it ready.
But it looks like Parasini's car is not working as well on the bottom as it was. So it looks like he's kind of decided to run up and run that middle to high line. Not quite as high as Chad is, but he's certainly running more of a middle line now.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to defend the line as best he can from Chad, taking his preferred line on the high line, but still side by side though. Oh my God, look how close he's getting to that wall. Oh my God. I thought he was going to leave some paint behind then, Jim, I'm going to be honest.
We got to start thinking about pit stops, man.
We do. They've gone ever since both these guys have gone since lap 37. So they've had a couple of cautions in that time.
Chad got
so
by
I think maybe in the next couple of laps he did. That was a great move from Chad Bear. And that's another caution, Jim. You say it into existence and it comes into fruition. So I would say we're likely going to see them come into pit road this time by.
Yeah, 100%. No doubt about that. Let's see what happened. This is going to be a self-spin.
Oh, no, not again. Big snap oversteer. Oh, Brian.
Hold your brakes.
You got to feel for him.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
He was trying to keep it from getting beached, I think.
Yeah. So let's see where we're at here. We got these guys up front. They're certainly coming. I would say
I'd say everyone. Everyone barring
coming.
Steve McClendon, who came in on lap 55, should come into pit road.
Yeah, he's going to come too.
He may come in anyway. He'll take a lighter fuel load, so he'll still gain some spots.
Yeah, he'll come in for sure, I think. Let's see.
So everyone enters pit road at this stage of the race. No one is staying out.
No.
So it appears that they're all on the limits of those fuel tanks. So no point staying, as Matt Epting is already exiting pit road. So he must have already been in.
Yeah, he must have.
The caution was called. So that's actually worked out well for him. He'll get a lap back here because of this.
So there's your two leaders. They were on the first row for the qualifying, so they're going to have those great pit spots right up front, which is always a huge advantage.
Oh, the Los Pueblos Hermanos car.
He only took 2 tires. That's why.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. And he's further down the order anyway. He's already a lap down. So Hazlitt has actually rejoined.
Yeah.
In the lead ahead of Matt Parasini.
Yep. And Parasini got out ahead of Chad Bear. And I think
Chad Bear's all the way back in P13, Jim.
Well, let's see. Let's see what his situation looks like.
Or did he maybe speed in pit road? Because Tyler Merritt's up there. He must have been in the wars, Jim, because he's much further back in the field.
So Chad Bear is getting the end of a longest line or something penalty here.
Wow. I wonder how this has occurred.
Oh, man. Any way you could possibly pop into the other room and find out, maybe?
Well, Bear's not in there.
Okay. Well.
So I'm not sure how we could find that out.
I don't know. I'd love to know, though. That's huge.
That's absolutely massive for this race, and how this has played out for these drivers as well.
Well, aside from that, which race control might message, let me look. Not as of now. Yeah, that's curious.
Regardless, we get green flag running once again. Justin Hazlitt back in the lead. We are 3/4 in through this race once we hit lap 90 with 30 to go.
Better watch Chad Bear. He's going to be a man on the mission.
Oh, he's got a long way to go across 30 laps, Jim.
Yeah, watch him though.
A long way to go.
Watch him. I'm telling you, I could just see it the way he was attacking the track right there. And I could even see it better if I would change the camera.
So, did he maybe oh, he couldn't have jumped the green because
no, it had to be a unsafe entering or a speeding
in pit lane.
coming in. Yeah.
Okay.
It had to be. But because he didn't get a drive through or anything, so it wasn't. It had to be it was probably an unsafe entering or speeding. That was But he would just give him a while and watch. He's going to all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, there's Chad Bear. But meanwhile, we do have Justin Hazlitt back out front again. That's after suffering a little damage earlier in the race from getting rear-ended. And
he's done well back to this point, Jim. And the quicker these laps go by, the better this is going to play out for him too.
Sure.
Same with Piracini up on him. But now the question is, can they get to the end on 34 laps?
Yes.
I feel like they can.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We've seen them do it. We've seen them go 34 laps already. So, yeah.
But we've seen them do that with caution. So have they done that on green? I don't think they've gone 34 laps yet on green.
Well, how far did those guys just go in that last segment? That was a pretty good stretch of green.
It was. It was.
Yeah, I think 34 is doable. I think it is. Plus, let's not kid ourselves. We go the rest of this race without a caution. I'll be shocked.
Yeah. I would be very shocked.
But Piracini's trying.
The nature of the race.
Piracini's back on that low line his car likes early on with them tires. See if he can work it around Hazlitt here.
We've been waiting all season for Piracini to get a win and lock himself into the playoffs.
Let's see. I'm going to try something that is above my skill level.
Well, Piracini's just slowed a little bit there to
he did
back behind Hazlitt. But they've got a good gap over Herzog at the moment, about 3/10 back to Mark Herzog, Matthew Robinson, and Jared Jackson.
I think Piracini saved me from trying to pull a fast one with his cameras.
He might have been maybe trying to save some tires on that time. Jim, maybe go a little bit loose.
Maybe he's just going to settle in and take it easy on his stuff, and just so the lower line apparently. Oh, Herzog was driving that car hard. He was sliding it. He was power sliding it off the turn there. Apparently, the low line is a little better for tires. If you run the higher line, will apparently eat your tires a little more.
Yeah, because you're running at a fast pace. So
and you're also having to, they're grinding a little more on the track to hold you up. Well, Piracini just had a little snap there too. These guys, apparently, we're saying it's, this track's obviously tough. These guys are fighting these cars. But yeah, Piracini for some reason slowed, or Herzog decided he didn't want to play anymore. He's taking his ball and trying to go home.
He is indeed. So drivers are pushing on towards the end of this race. We've got 23 laps to go, Jim, in this one here this evening. And Piracini has got some good pace, but Hazlitt has had good pace all night. Of course, started on pole, has then had to try and push his way back forward through the field once again at the 0.27. So with 22 to go, it's anyone's game at the front of the field, and cautions may be ones that really dictate where this race goes, Jim.
Yeah, I believe that's certainly possible. Look at Herzog down there smoking the tires on the bottom. He's sliding so hard. Oh, my goodness. Mark. Well, that finished. I was going to say Matthew Robinson was up there trying to challenge him. Well, Herzog took it low, man, and apparently his front tires didn't like that at all.
And they did not like that one little bit.
So let's see, we got that group coming up behind him. That's Kress and Jared Jackson right there. Isn't it funny how it's always the same names towards the end of the race?
I know. It's amazing how that happens, isn't it, Jim?
I mean, it's no coincidence, man. Good drivers are good drivers, you know. I mean,
everything comes together in the end. Everything comes together.
It really
in the end,
does. Yeah.
It is incredible how that can work out. I mean, not even just in oval racing, but
no, in everything.
In circuit racing too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. So I was just looking around and seeing what's going on, and I spotted this guy. Now back up to 15th place. He definitely needs some cautions, though. He needs some cautions to help him.
Oh, he does indeed.
Yeah.
He does indeed.
He doesn't need this thing to go green because it's too many spots to make up. But if he gets a couple of cautions and can jump 4 or 5 cars every restart, he can get back up there. But as we're running through the field, Matthew up 15 spots. The reason I didn't say his last name is because I still can't do it.
Blacker.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love you, Matthew. Give you some love, man. Look.
Well, of course, his teammate Dylan Freeman is racing this week as well in the 31.
Oh,
in fact,
there's a caution.
Now that we mention his name,
why did you do that to him? Poor Dylan.
Hang on, it was already happening, Jim. It was already happening when I mentioned it. His friend Dylan Freeman got a knock from in behind. Yeah. Oh, look at that! It's a Valvoline car.
No, it's not, is it?
If it was AMSOIL, that wouldn't have happened.
Is that a Valvoline car?
The 87 has got Valvoline on it.
Well, we won't give him any TV time then. No, is he? He used to have a Navy car.
Yeah, he's got Navy on the side, but if you look on the back, it's got Valvoline.
Well, that's where the problem is then. That Valvoline probably causes oil leaks, and that's got on his tires and caused him to, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it's unfortunate for Dylan Freeman. So I don't think we'll see anybody pit here unless you're towards the back.
No. There are some drivers who are in, Jim. Back on live. Piracini's in. Slaughter's in.
Oh.
Corey, Harkham, Bear, Merritt, McClendon, Campbell, Emmett, all into the lane.
Putting tires on.
Oh, that could be the play.
Yeah,
fresh
tires, fresh rubber with 15 to go. The question is, let's see here. Did Chad Bear pit? Looks like he did.
He did pit. And Piracini. So Piracini's going to come out P16. But fresh tires. Watch Piracini, Slaughter, Harkham, Corey, and Chad Bear, and Tyler Merritt, and McClendon, all in a line of stern with fresh rubber on these cars. They're going to be fighting their way forward for 15 laps, but is it too close to the end, Jim, for them to get all the way up the front? I don't know.
Man, I tell you what. I don't know that I could have made that call if I'm running in first or second place, you know. Like, if I'm Piracini, I don't know how I give up second place to go get tires. Excuse me.
Maybe you know something that we don't, Jim.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, Piracini's a smart guy, and he's fast. But I don't know that I would have done that. Herzog certainly didn't feel like doing it. Robinson, Hazlitt, those guys, Jared Jackson, Brad Kress, one I consider smart, who always seems to make the right moves at the end of the race, did not go get tires. I don't know. We'll see. Man, this is it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure what to say. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, what is there to say, Jim? Realistically, it is, there's 14 to go. It's maximum pressure for these drivers. Some drivers have come in to take tires. The lights are out on the pace car.
We're going
It's
green.
going to be green flag running in a single file restart. So will this pay off for those drivers who've come in to take fresh rubber with 13 to go?
Oh, they're wrecking already.
It's immediate wreck. And look at that. Is that Matt Piracini who's been involved?
Oh man, it sure looks like it.
It's Matt Piracini,
Wow.
Ben
Well,
Harkham, and I think Matt Epting as well. Oh, Epting caught. Oh, he had nowhere to go.
nope, Harkham either. Wow. Well, that's something we didn't talk about at all. I questioned
Just
the strategy itself,
the cold
but
tires. And
but they got back, and you got caught in somebody else who has not been running up front all night, got caught in his business. And that's another reason.
Your heart has to break for Piracini, but he put himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's a decision he made.
He made the choice. Wow.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now that this caution has come out, Jim, this is now completely nerfed the strategy of some drivers coming to take tires. So we'll head back to live. The field's just in behind the pace car as well. But man, heart's got to break. But that's racing.
Man.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we didn't really talk about. Like I said, I was sitting here questioning the strategy, whether you had enough time to get back to the front. I never even brought up the fact that, you're at the back of the field. You're behind guys who are back there for a reason. I'm not saying they're poor drivers or whatever, but maybe this track doesn't suit them, whatever. Maybe their car's angry this week, I mean, for whatever reason, they just don't, not suited to running fast here. You get caught up in somebody else's stuff back there. He gassed it up and spun it into the wall right in front of them. Nothing they can do about it. But I tell you what, this caution sure did reward the guys who didn't pit.
It did. It really, really rewarded them very, very highly. But the lights are out on the pace car.
Yeah, we're about to go here again.
We'll get green again as they traverse around the first corner here of Rockingham Speedway. So, predictions, Jim? Where do you think this one's going to go? Who do you think it favors? I wouldn't mind seeing Jared Jackson take that elusive
That would be
win
great. That would be good.
Stayed away from him all season.
I gotta like Mark Herzog where he's sitting again, man. Third place. Got pretty good rubber on the car. He's up front.
I'm also liking Brad Kress, P5.
Sure.
In the 9. We know he's got some good pace as well. And I think it's going to be a hell of a race. I think it's anyone's game, realistically speaking, inside of the top 5.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think coming out
outside of the 5, they can get there, but it's going to take some magic for that to happen for them.
Yeah, I agree with that. Unless this is just caution filled here.
Yeah. So green flag running once again. Justin Hazlitt leads us away. 9 laps to go. So we're down into the single digits now here at Rockingham Speedway. He's rocketed off the line.
Look at Herzog.
Here comes Herzog though. Oh, he is pushing forward very soon and very quickly.
What I didn't mention about Herzog and didn't factor into what I just said was obviously I picked him earlier in the year and got another caution.
It's Jeff Slaughter and Al Corey, Jim.
No.
They've had it coming together, and Slaughter's come into pit road. Oh, man, that's with the 36 as well. He's been in the wars tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, although that looked to be apparently on Slaughter. I'm not 100% sure, but I felt like that was Slaughter there. Let's see.
I would tend to agree. So he's gone for the low line. He's then come back up to 36.
Well, 36 did kind of turn down at the same time. I don't know.
He changed lines, unfortunately, Jim. I think if he'd actually held his line there, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I agree with that. So let's go back up here.
Back to live viewing.
Yep.
Are we on live, Jim? No.
We are.
There we go. So this is now playing into the hand of Herzog. In Hazlitt's favor. Sorry, leading the way. Another caution here. 7 to go with Robinson in behind. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely playing into Hazlitt's hands here. I would say those top three guys are just loving this cycle, especially what I was about to say when that caution came out, which is Herzog's tires were getting pretty angry at him earlier on this stretch. So every little bit of chance they get to cool down is doing him a world of service. Plus less hard laps on him. We're going to be down to 7 to go here right now, so it's coming around. I think we're gonna have a blistering finish here.
I think we will indeed. So lights are still on the pace car at the moment. It will lead them round for what I can assume is going to be one more lap under pace car, and it is. So we'll go green with 5 laps to go. An intense finish here at Rockingham Speedway. Justin Hazlitt, the pole sitter, who went further back in the field earlier in this race, has had to fight his way forward, claw his way forward, and strategize his way back up to the front of the field ahead of Matthew Robinson. Mark Herzog in behind. We know he's got pace. We know that he's a strong driver. And we know that he has the abilities to win these races. Jared Jackson, he's been in the championship fight the whole season long, but still yet to take a win next to his name. Brad Kress as well. We know that he has got some fire in his belly, and we know that he has got the ability to take race wins too. So the top 5, it's anyone's game. The likes of Mike Weeder, Elton Wu, Crothers, and Kane and Aleka. Well, they want to try and get a win on the books too. Pace car is in, and it's going to be green flag running once again at Rockingham Speedway. The single file restart gets us underway, and Robinson has gone with Hazlitt this time by. He's done well to stay with the leader of Justin Hazlitt, but no mistakes. It can be mistake-free at this point of the race, as they have to try and get these things to the checkered flag flying at the end here of the Triple Pi Bass 120 for the Triple Bypass Series and the NicholsOilPros.com Series here for round 10 at Rockingham. As they come round turn 1, 4 to go. Hazlitt still under pressure from Robinson. Herzog's there too. Jackson and Kress as well. It'll be 3 laps to go, Jim. And, well, for Hazlitt, it's been a hell of a restart once again.
Yeah, he's really taking advantage of these restarts the whole time he's been up front tonight. He certainly hasn't shown any weakness up there at all tonight.
So for Robinson, it's looking unlikely he can stay with him. They're swapping and changing of positions further back in the field. Aloka's dropped back now, back to P14.
Oh, we've got a caution.
And it's a caution.
Oh, Tyler Merritt, I believe.
For the first time since Worldwide Tech Center, we're going to get caution green checkered to the end.
Yeah, Tyler had a rough one there. And it looks like Matt Harmon. Why would somebody do that to that Cunningham car? I don't know.
That's the Nodge that's been with him.
I see. No, yeah, Nodge is angry with me. I get it.
He gave him a little nudge.
The Nodge did. The Nodge did give a nudge.
But back on live though. So
yeah,
we had 3 to go, Jim. So it's going to be green flag checkered once we go restart.
Yeah,
I would say.
Green white checker. Yeah,
green white checkered.
So from what I've seen, it doesn't look like either car behind him has or any of the cars that are behind him, I should say, have what it's. They're going
to have to maximize the run off the restart.
Well, he's walked away from him on the last 2.
Well, the last one, Robinson went with him.
A little bit.
Go with him, but he started to break away. He started to break away as he kind of got away from things. So I don't know. I don't see him making a mistake in a green white checkered scenario. And that's the scenario we're in.
And this is going to be single file, right?
It would be, yes, because the last one was single file, and then the cautions come straight out again. So it's only going to play into his hands.
Yes, that even makes it better for him.
It'll be 3 to go when the pace car comes in. We've actually gained laps now, thanks to this caution coming out. We're getting an extra 3 laps. of this race. But if a caution comes out again, it'll be another green-white checkered scenario. And then I believe if there's a third, that's then when it just ends under pace car, if I'm correct, Jim.
That could be right. I'm not
certainly a theory.
It is definitely a theory. I thought it was only one green-white checker, but I may be wrong.
Maybe it is only one. Maybe it is only one then. If it's only one, then that means it would end under pace car if it comes out again.
Yes.
Which we don't want. We want it to end under green, of course. So the lights are out there on the pace car. Hazlitt will lead the way with 3 laps to go here for the Triple Bypass NicholsOilPros.com series for round 10 at Rockingham. Of course, this round was brought to us by Al Corey, one of the wondrous admins of the series. He is unfortunately out of this race and out of Discord as well. So Hazlitt, could he get a win to lock himself into the playoffs at the end of the season? Could it be Robinson? Could Herzog get another one? Or could Jackson finally get the breakout moment for him this season? 2 to go. Green, white, checkered.
Oh,
scenario
Jackson down on the inside.
He's
Jackson
already gone past Herzog.
Yeah, he jumped down on the inside. Oh, no! Herzog's into the
He
wall!
slided into the wall!
But he's going.
He's kept it going, so luckily it's no caution just yet.
Oh, my goodness. So now it's just down to Robinson and Hazlitt. That's it. White flag. This is it.
Final lap.
It's over now, no matter what happens.
Yep. So Hazlitt.
Oh, Robinson is sliding it sideways,
he's
trying to catch
hard.
it.
He's in the wall, and he's down into the infield. It's given Hazlitt one hell of a lifeline. Checkered flag flies for Justin Hazlitt, who started on the pole and takes the win at Rockingham Speedway. Jared Jackson, P2. Chad Bear fought his way all the way back up to P3. Through all of that, Brad Kress, Elton Wu, your top 5, Mike Weeder, Will Emmett, Matt Robinson, Ben Harkin, Matthew Aleka, inside of the top 10. Tex Nichols, the series sponsor, P11.
Oh, Tex, all right.
Favorite driver in P12. In behind.
Man. Wow.
What a race. What an end.
I love it, man. Oh, Robinson sacrificed a bunch of spots there, but he sure was trying all he had to get there. He was driving that car sideways off turn 2.
Well, how things can play out when you go racing at Rockingham.
No doubt, right?
Justin Hazlitt, he will find himself in a playoff position come the end of the season, Jim, and we're only 1 round away from the playoffs now. Kansas Speedway next week is the final regular season round on March 23rd. We then have a week off, and then it's the three-peat across April 6th through 20th at Richmond, Homestead, and Atlanta Motor Speedway, the playoff series for this season. So there's only one opportunity now, Jim, for one more driver to lock in with a win, to lock in a playoff position, but there's also a playoff position available for points, I believe, as well.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how that works out. Of course, I'm pretty fresh to playoffs scenarios, but is it highest points without a win? Is that what gets you into the playoffs, Jim?
That would be, that was how they would fall. Yeah, the highest
would be for Jared Jackson. Pretty much would get the playoff position at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they take 10, right, to the playoffs?
Yes, they do. So it'll be the next. I think it's however many race winners we've had. It's them whoever's done 8 races, plus then the next best. So.
Right. So so there's your winner, Jason Hazlitt. Who we got in the booths over there tonight? We got anybody we can bring in?
So Justin Hazlitt finished P1, of course. Jared Jackson was P2. He's down there. Chad Bear's now joined down there too. So we can have a quick chat to Chad Bear and we can ask him what happened in that pit stop that gave him the rear of field.
I mean, I tell you what, if that first series of cautions happens 5 or 10 laps earlier, I think Chad has enough to get back up there and contend. like I had
Well,
kind of predicted. We'll find out.
very well put off. Mr. Bear, we look forward to having this chat to you because we had a burning question on our lips at one point in the race, and it was during your final pits or your second to last pit stop. You got a rear of train penalty. What happened? Why did you end up having to go to the back of the field after that pit stop?
Yeah, just a complete lack of concentration on my part. I come down pit road and I thought the speed limit was 45, and that's what I was running, and the speed limit's 40. So I just pretty much give that one away all on my own.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. We speculated it had to be an unsafe entry or speeding, and that's so unfortunate because I mean, clearly you had a car, even though you drove it up the wall early on in the race. You managed to bounce back from that really nice, and I mean, I could easily argue that you were certainly one of the top 2 or 3 cars tonight, even though you did end up finishing in third. You just didn't have enough cautions, I don't think, to get back up there after that last pit stop,
Oh, yeah, just too many mistakes on my part. Like, that was completely self-inflicted. That first, I can't remember, that was in the first 10 laps, I think, when
it was early.
Clobbered the wall. I hit it so hard that I mean, the car looked like it was up on 2 wheels. I don't know how it looked on the broadcast. Yeah, it was. I could not believe that I didn't get a meatball from that, but I just kind of stuck it out. I think I ended up finishing 9th or 10th or something like that, but with wheel damage and other damage. Like, it was a mess. And then, played the right pit strategy after that to get my track position back, but I lacked the concentration to keep it. So there you go.
Well, I mean, that's all part of this. You're sitting here, you've been in the rig for, an hour and a half, 2 hours between practicing and all of that. It's easy to lose focus, and that's all part of, what it takes to win these things. Everybody thinks it's just about, having a good car and being able to drive fast, but it's so much more than that, especially in a league like this. Pit strategy is huge here, and as you well know, and then, like I said, concentration and just, how many races have been thrown away by different people this year by just making some bad decisions, just dropping, it happens. But congratulations on P3. I mean, I know that's not what you wanted, and I think you probably had a car that could have argued with P3, but at least it's a good points night for you anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like between me and Hazlitt, maybe Merritt, there was Jared Jackson, there was Brad Kress, there was maybe 5 of us that was faster than everybody. I feel like whoever got out front between the 5 of us, I feel like would have won the race from that pit stop where I got that penalty at. So,
right.
And I think Hazlitt come out first off of that, if I'm not mistaken. So, Matt Parasini was up there with us too. Whoever out of the 6 of us would have come out first out of that last pit stop should have probably won the race. So I think it worked out exactly how it was supposed to for anybody who didn't make a mistake. So, but I think I took off on that last restart like 10th and finished 3rd somehow. So I don't even know for sure how that happened, but I'm pretty thrilled with that. I'll take it. Right.
Well, again, congratulations on 3rd, even though your expectations were probably a little higher than that. And, we're coming up, got one more week till the regular season ends. So we expect to see you up front next week running. And anybody you want to shout out to while we got you in here?
Just shout out to all the admins with the great Triple Bypass Racing League. It's really the only reason I keep my iRacing subscription, just to tell you the truth. And shout out to Tex, the AMSOIL bunch for sponsoring us, and shout out to you guys. I always enjoy going back and watching the replay after I get my tail kicked on here. So that ought to do it.
All right, man. Well, we congratulations again, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
I think Chad Bear has the most Virginian accent I've ever heard in my life, Jim.
He's awesome, isn't he?
It's fantastic. I love it. It's absolutely phenomenal. Next up, we have P2 on the road tonight. Jared Jackson in the 5-1 car. Jared, You had a very, very good run tonight. Started P4 up to P2 in this race. You've got some solid points this season, looking very, very likely to get a playoff position based on points alone at this point. But how was Rockingham Speedway for you?
It was super challenging. I was very slow in practice and kind of hit a lap in qualifying and just tried to maintain that throughout the race.
So, Jared, this is Jim Cunningham. I want to apologize to you because I had not taken notice of you in this series until that dirt race we did, and that night you finished. I don't know. I don't know if you won or finished first or second or something, but anyway, and you pointed out to me that you were at that time fourth or fifth in the points in this series, and I was like, man, I don't even really know his name, and so I took notice after that night, and I'm sure you're well aware because I talk about you on the broadcast every week since then, paying you respect for where you're running in this series. And man, you've had a hell of a year. I mean, you really have. You're solid. You're consistent, and you're damn close to getting a win. It's bound. I expected every week it could happen for you.
Yeah, I missed the first race of this season and had no intentions of running it, and I ran the next race and I did very well and made a mistake at the end of the race and crashed out, but I enjoyed it a lot, so I decided to stick with it. And I've got quite a few top fives and have been very consistent and very solid. And I mean, honestly, my plan a lot of times is just to try to keep my car clean. It was easy at this track, especially coming off of turn two, to lose the handling on the car. You know, is what happened with Matthew Robinson, and I probably left a lot of speed on the table. But I honestly thought if I was just smooth and steady, I'd probably get a top five. And who knows how the chase will go. I kind of like the format, and all this NASCAR stuff is completely new to me. So I'm fortunate to be doing as well as I have done, but I'm optimistic that anything can happen in the chase, and I feel like I have a real opportunity.
Oh, I can't disagree with that, man. You are, I mean, you're literally finishing in the top five every week. I mean, at any point in time, this could fall your way. I mean, and I'm sure you're developing the pit strategy as you're going along because that's one of the tougher things that if you don't have a lot of NASCAR experience, sometimes the pit strategy can kind of get you, but you managed to not have that happen, and I'm sure you're learning as you go, as you see what other people are doing. Well, tell me again, what is your background? What kind of racing do you come from? Because, like I said, the first night I ever noticed you was in that dirt race. We were just having fun out there, and So where's your background?
I've actually been racing in real life for over 30 years now. I started at about 5 years old. I'm 36 now. I've raced go-karts on dirt on the East Coast
Mm-hmm.
of the United States. I've done that for the past 30 years. I dabbled in some legend cars
Mm-hmm.
in my younger years, but I've stuck with the go-karts throughout the years and race just about every weekend, either race or go to a race for go-karts. And on iRacing, I got in on the short track side of things. A lot of kart racers that are on iRacing do the short track stuff. So I was really big into the official stuff, trying to have a high I rating and stuff like that. And I started playing around with the dirt on iRacing as well, and got my I rating up on that, and kind of got burnt out with it and started doing the league. And this is by far the best league that I've been able to find. And I only focused on the short track side of things, and I've enjoyed this so much that I'm trying to close out. I've never ran a full season in this league, but I'm trying to close a late model championship in this on this for the summer season that they have.
Well, yeah, you've really been a surprise, man. And I love the fact that you come from go-karts on dirt. I spent a lot of time with a stepbrother or a stepbrother, yeah, years ago with him trying to run dirt go-karts. And that's a hoot, man. That's some good people that do that. It's just good, tailgate and family kind of fun. And that's
primarily our whole team on iRacing. They either race in dirt karting now, or they did at one time, and we have a big group at On Edge Racing, and that's where it all came from, was the dirt karting. And strangely enough, right now with the karting, I help Elliott Sadler, who raced in NASCAR for
Oh yeah, I
many
know.
years.
I
I
know who
help
Elliot is.
his son has started racing karts in the last year or two, so I race with them, and I see them most every weekend.
Oh, really? That's cool. I love Elliot, man. He's one of the good guys of racing, and Hermie too. But I was a huge fan of Elliot, man. All those years when he was in Cup and coming up to Cup and since Cup, back down running that Busch car for so many years and all. That's good to see he's out there. So many of these race car drivers, they're getting a little older now. They got their kids out there running dirt and stuff like that. I love to see that. Love it.
Oh yeah, he's getting his hands dirty every weekend. He's very passionate about it, and he's a excellent guy. Has been treating me very well over the last handful of years that I've really gotten to know him well, and I think he's truthfully enjoying just being a dad and
Yeah.
spending time with his son.
And NASCAR's that's a tough life, and he put his years in. He's it's time for him to have some fun with his kids. That's good. Glad to hear that. All right, man. Anybody you want to shout out to real quick before we let you go?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the broadcast. I really enjoy it. My wife enjoys laying in bed and and watching me race upstairs and having some fun. Thanks to Al and all the admins at Triple Bypass. This is by far one of the best leagues that I've found, and it's a great group of guys. Shout out to Ryko Performance and Aftershock Setup Solutions. Caleb Hall, they helped me with providing me setups to run for the official stuff on iRacing, which I've been slacking on quite a bit, but they still support me. And also thanks to the whole group of guys, and there's quite a few of us at On Edge Racing. I really love being able to, hop on here a night or two a week and spend some time with those guys and see how we can run. But thank you guys.
All right, man. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you playoffs. I think you're going to be an interesting cog in that wheel. I really do. Don't let them old boys find out you just started this NASCAR stuff. They ain't gonna like getting beat by a rookie like that.
Yeah, I'm hooked on it, and I'm sticking with it. Like I said, I'm trying to just close out the short track stuff for this league and get my first championship in this league here, and then just primarily focus on the NASCAR stuff, because it's a lot of fun, and the turnouts that they get are just amazing. So
It is good stuff. That's
most
right.
weeks 40 car fills. So
I know, right?
anyway, thank you guys. Hope you guys have a good night.
All right, man. You too. See you soon.
Next up, we have P1 on the road this evening, Justin Hazlitt. Mr. Hazlitt, pole position, led the race at the start, dropped back through the field, fought your way back up to the front. You take a win here at Rockingham Speedway and lock yourself into a playoff position. Congratulations on all you've achieved here this evening. How does it feel to get that one done?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. It was a long race with a lot of cautions, but it was a hell of a time. And I don't think I technically qualify for the sadly, because I haven't run enough of the entire series.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So next week won't get you in then if you even get that one, huh?
No, sir. No, it will not. So I'm just out here. I'm running it for fun. And
That's
man,
all right.
I had a lot of fun.
That's all right. Yeah. Well, you're stealing those opportunities away from some other guys to to get in there. That's nothing wrong with being a spoiler. That's kind of fun too.
Nah, screw them.
That's right.
Take your win when you
That's
can.
right. No, there's nothing
what
wrong
I
with being a
say.
spoiler. Being a spoiler is good, man. That's
Absolutely.
yeah, that's a fun position to sit in when it doesn't matter that much to you. You can just go out there and have fun, you know.
Yeah, I
So,
ain't got nothing to lose, and I got my teammate. He ended up finishing second, Jared Jackson, behind me, which was good to see. But I'm sure he would have much rather won that one since he's actually fighting for the playoffs there.
oh yeah. Well, I think for sure I'd be shocked if he doesn't make the playoffs where he's sitting right now. You could easily argue he's probably been the most consistent driver all season. You know, he's had a surprising. We just obviously just talked to him, and he's, you know, for a guy who's never raced any NASCAR stuff, he seems to have adapted to it pretty well. But them old go-karts will get you ready for a lot of things. You do some
Yes,
go-kart
sir.
racing too?
Yeah, I actually used to run with Jared at the same track. We don't live too far from each other. He's the one that would set up my cart and all that kind of stuff, and kind of showed me the ropes. But
Okay.
I don't run it nearly as much anymore. The only thing me and him really do run, especially on iRacing, is usually the short track stuff. This is probably only my third track I've ever driven in the next gen cars.
Well, you seem to do it pretty well. You might want to consider trying to do this a little more.
I've been thinking about it. I was eyeing at the Road to Pro stuff a while back, but the amount of time and commitment that takes is
Yeah, but
unfathomable. Those
you
guys
can-
are running all day, every day.
You can run in these leagues though and have a good time, and you know, and still get the competition, you know, feel the competition bug, and you know, and not have to commit your life to this thing, you know.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's why it's my favorite thing, just to hop up on here. Don't have to spend hours and hours and practice, and don't got to pay no repair bills or nothing like that. Just get up here, have some fun, run with the boys, and if I
That's
do
right.
good, I do good.
You don't have to buy them $250 sets of tires, and
It's a hell of a lot cheaper.
a lot cheaper. That's right. All right, man. Well, who you want to shout out to since we got you in here?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys for the broadcast. I mean, wouldn't be in here with you guys if you didn't. After that, I'd like to thank FAC. I want to shout out my team, OER, On Edge Racing, a bunch of great guys over there, a lot of quick guys. I think we were missing a couple of them tonight, but we get on all together and run all kinds of stuff. It's an absolute blast. And if I don't do this one, I'll probably get hit. So, you know, obviously I got to thank my mom. I know my dad's been let's just say he's no longer allowed to run in the league. So free Thomas, see if we can get him back. So I know he was watching the broadcast, salivating at the chance to possibly run. I'd love to get him back in. Maybe I got to sit down and have a talk with Al Corey, the man, the myth himself. So yeah,
free Thomas. I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Let y'all work that out. But all right, man. Well, congratulations, and hope to see you pop in and run a couple more before the year's over.
Yeah, I'll probably be here. I might run the rest of the season, even the playoffs and stuff like that. I'm having a blast in these cars.
There you go.
It's completely different from what I used to run over in the late models, where it was you don't get to pit, you don't have any strategy like that. It's just raw speed, which
Right.
usually for me is a good thing. I usually have it, but this one, it shakes it up so much more. You get the people that you never see running up front run up front, and it's an absolute blast. I love it, and the guys I run with out here are really fun to run with too. Respectful, nice, clean.
Yeah,
It's good.
that's good. It's a good league. So, all right, man. Well, we look forward to seeing you again soon, and I'm sure if you do pop up for a few more, we'll be talking to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for your guys' time.
All right, man. Congratulations again. That's your winner there, Justin Hazlitt.
I think the whole podium was locked out by people from Virginia, Jen. I think.
No, Jared Jackson had a North Carolina, Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Okay.
He listed as his home. You know, I don't know how close that is. I know Justin's from originally, at least from, looks like Chesapeake Bay, Virginia, which is, for those that, you know, I don't know if you know this, but probably one of the best places in the world to eat crabs, blue crabs anyway. That's you know, they're famous for their blue crabs in Chesapeake Bay, Virginia. So, but anyway, another good one, man. I actually enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun parts in that race.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think probably one of the best races of the season that we've had, Jim. I think it was, very, very fun, very, very fast paced. A couple of cautions out there, but it wasn't due to the circuit. It was just more or less drivers getting overworked with each other. So I think, it was a good race nonetheless. And I think a lot of the drivers were tested. I think next week at Kansas is going to be a good test for them as well. And then we get a week off, and after that, it's the playoffs across April. So it'll be a big end to the series across April 6th to April 20th. In fact, that actually it ends on Easter weekend, Jim. I've just seen. So
that
I don't
ought
know
to
if
be
I'll
interesting
be around for that final round, but nonetheless, it's going to be a massive end to this season and one that you guys didn't want to miss. So be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well. So you can join us here on JP Broadcasting. We've got so much more broadcasting and racing to come your way across the month of March and in throughout the rest of 2025 too, including the end of the Triple Bypass series across all the series that we broadcast here on JP Broadcasting for them, including the NicholsOilPros.com series. But this has been round 10 out of Rockingham Speedway. I've been Hamish Renaud, joined by Jim Cunningham once again. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you joining us here for the Triple Pi Bass 120 for Rockingham Speedway. We'll see you guys next Sunday for round 11 out at Kansas City Speedway for the final round of the regular season before we head into playoffs action to crown a champion here in the NicholsOilPros.com series. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.